The refugees from Pax Darkus are safe in the dwarven kingdom of Thorbodden. You are in the ancient port city of Tarsus, searching for ships to bear them out of the dragon army's reach. But nothing in silent Tarsus is as you expected. The sea receded in a cataclysm. No ship will ever set sail from Tarsus again. The new quest is before you. To find one of the legendary dragon mighty weapons that destroyed the dragons in ancient times. Welcome to the world of Kryn and the legendary DragonLance.
Yeah. And we're live. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and others. Two Wicked Studios presents DragonLance : oh, I got the wrong thing on here. Dragons of Dreams. Dragons of Dreams, Part 1. And yeah, you're probably saying, what the fuck is up with this DM? I am a little out of it tonight, I'm not going to lie to you. I got my COVID shot.
I've been saying that for a while.
My brain a bit. But I'm ready to go. And I'm halfway vaccinated. So, we are going, and thank you, Green Lantern, for subscribing. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Huzzah! So,
thanks, Lantern.
We're playing a little fast and loose with the order of the modules we're doing right now because we still don't have Gaz with us. He is just moved into a new place, so hopefully we will get him back soon. But we're actually stopping now. We did like 8 weeks of the beginning of Dragons of Ice, basically, which is one text box. We spent at least 8 weeks on.
That's a testament of your ability as a DM.
And that's not even including the time we took off, because we took off like 4 or 5 weeks during that time too. But now we are stopping after we finally got through this text box. We're abandoning briefly Dragons of Ice and moving into Dragons of Despair. Ooh. So it's all for it. This is not. I'm not just an idiot and can't say, well, we forgot.
Don't set
DL6.
us up like that.
All right, I am an idiot, but I'm not that much of an idiot where I can at least know chronological order. So anyway, I'm Adam. I'm your dungeon master for tonight's game, and let's introduce the rest of the group. Let's start with, we're going to start with KD, just because KD is in that corner.
Hey, I'm KD, and I'm playing Zarek, who is a Elvin fighter.
You are not playing Zarek today. We're only playing one character today. We're playing the other group.
Like I said, I'm KD. I'm playing Odie. He is a Draconian paladin, question mark?
Huh?
What?
Alrighty.
All right. Good. Kim-chan, why don't you get your head in the middle of the box there so we can see you.
Are we doing this now?
Yeah, we're doing I'm sorry to interrupt. You have something better to do.
I'm eating. No. Hey guys.
Well, wait, what are you eating?
Let's not get into that.
It's good. Now I'm just assuming it's human flesh.
I know, right?
You couldn't assume that.
I am.
You know.
I know you too well.
People eat weird things in Asia.
If I know Kim-chan, and it's morning where he is, he's eating human flesh.
Have you eaten any bugs yet?
Have I eaten any bugs yet? No, but my wife has.
Yeah. I thought you did. It was just your wife?
No. Oh no. Oh God, no. I was just
I wouldn't
like,
eat that either.
Yeah.
Eat a couple of them and film it for me.
I won't even eat beef.
Oh, I did. It's on Facebook, man. It's on
Eating the
Facebook.
bugs?
Eating the bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I gotta go check it out.
We were at a festival, or no, we were at a night market, and one of the food booths just had crickets on a stick.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll go
I have
try and
so
find it.
many. Even
She
my
was just
cats
like,
won't. Even my cats won't completely eat the crickets downstairs here in the basement. During the fall and into the winter, I have to like move around the dead carcasses of hundreds of crickets because my cats will kill them, but then just leave them there. Like,
Well, yeah. I mean, at least they're doing half the job. They're killing the crickets for
They're
you.
killing them.
What you need to get is a lizard.
I don't need a lizard.
And then you can have
Yeah.
the lizard that'll eat the crickets that the cats kill.
No, that
There you go.
seems.
I
Then
can
I've
go
gotta-
out in the
then
yard and get you one right now.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. All right, we've had enough of you. Jason.
Okay, it's fair. It's fair.
We
Hi,
can't hear
everybody.
you. There you go.
I am Jason. I am playing Zane? Question mark.
No,
Is that
yes,
right?
yes.
Yep,
you
Zane.
are.
I'm playing Zane. Zane is an Elvin wizard, and he's last seen unconscious.
And Lord Forth, I also have a dog, and she does not eat them.
Yeah, your dog's a little princess.
My dog is smaller than the cat's, and she's also terrified of everything. Last but not least, let's introduce. You know him. You kind of like him somewhat. It's Will Player.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Will.Player, and I'll be playing Sir Alphasian.
Nope.
What? No, it's
Other
not
guy.
this group.
Other group.
Ergrin,
There you go.
a priest of Shakalaka.
Every time you heal somebody, you have to put your head like on their shoulder and say, "Boom, shakalaka!"
Dude, I will totally do that. All right, from here on out. What's the name? Chislev.
Yeah,
Chislev, the nature goddess.
Yeah.
And he's Ergrin. He's a barbarian mountain man / plainsman.
We just call them plainsmen. They're not mountains at all. It's the opposite of the mountains.
The plains were too crowded for him, so he decided that's why he's always in a bad mood. Too many people. He likes being alone. But
And
he's
you
on
know
a
what?
quest.
And I'm pretty sure everybody else wishes he was alone.
yeah, a couple, sure.
Real quick, when I was my freshman year of college, I went to American University before transferring to Miami, and the dining service was run by a company called DACA, and it was terrible. The food was terrible. So
DACA is in DACA flag away.
DACA flag of flame.
That's the first
Holy
thing I thought.
shit! I hope he's not on. Maybe I'm insulting him and his company, but it was so bad. And at the end of the year, they had like these little comment cards. So I decided that I was going to comment, but I was going to do so in poem form, rhyming poem. So my poem was, and then I couldn't think of anything after this, so I just submitted this, which was, "Daka daka, tastes like caca, chiki chiki boom, shaka laka." And that's what.
How original.
And that's what I submitted.
I can just imagine the person in charge of that crying, "I try so hard."
They're probably thinking, why did we hand these out?
Yeah,
This isn't
exactly.
going to be awful. Anyway, back to the game, because I don't know how long I'm
Lutheran
gonna
says
make it.
resurrect the Kender.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I kill Will's characters. I don't resurrect them. And we don't have do we have any resurrection magic in this yet in this group?
No, we're still.
When does
far
that
off
happen?
from that.
You're like 8th level, aren't you?
Yeah, it doesn't kick in until you get 5th level spells.
I don't know what that is or how that happens. So, I don't play spellcasters. I'm gonna have to the next time I play something is play a spellcaster.
No, you're not. You don't have
I
to.
say
'Cause
that
then
all the
then
time.
it'll be a spellcaster charging into combat.
I say like
No-
how
nobody
like
needs
how I
that.
play Skyrim. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck this. All right.
Antiquitous, you haven't heard Ergrim's accent?
Oh,
you're
you'll
in for
get
a
plenty of. Yeah,
You're
you're
in
in for a treat. That's what they call it, a treat. Antecedently on DragonLance. Oh wait, I've got box text. to start with, and then I'll go into my antecedent Leon. For those of you just joining us, or don't know jack shit about DragonLance, or you got hit on the head and now have amnesia, because that's pretty common, right? Fuck it. Will,
what?
Why don't you tell the people what happens here on Wednesday?
Are you having trouble finding your?
I'm fucking dizzy now again. Yeah, I can't find.
Okay. Well, first I'm gonna do.
What happens?
I've got. You know, I'm gonna talk with the people out here in chat here for a second, because that's entertaining too. Okay. So Antiquitous says apparently not, and he is. Somebody's wondering since you wonder what the accent sounds like. I'm trying to channel a bored Sam Elliott.
Is that right?
You're supposed to be looking in a book.
I found it.
Okay, yeah, that's the accent.
I never would have guessed that.
Oh, I could see that.
I'll listen.
Now that you
mention it now, as you say, yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed it off the bat.
That's true, because I have a much richer, deeper tone.
That's exactly what it is.
It's mellifluous, if you will.
I think there was when we did the down roll, which was our little talk show and podcast, D&D or role playing, I guess, podcast. We mostly spent time on D&D. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, one of those I did an imitation of you. I don't remember what it sounded like. And I remember you actually stopping and saying, "Is that what I sound like?" Like,
no,
really, concerned that that's how you sounded, and it wasn't anything like that. But anyway.
But then I realized that you're just really bad at the accents, I felt better about myself.
I'm not good at talking.
I got that Cleveland accent. It's really hard to replicate.
The coast. All right.
It's on the coast.
The world of Kryn teeters on the brink of chaos. First came the cataclysm. Man's pride called down destruction from the gods over 300 years prior to this present time. The might and glory that was Kryn passed away in that instant. Civilization was plunged into darkness. Then came the dragons. Awakened from their millennia-long sleep, they now ravage the land under the command of dragon high lords, whose highly trained armies are bringing the continent of Ansalon under their dominion. I would have said, brought them to their knees. But I didn't write this. Tracy Ray Hickman did. And I like Tracy, so I'm going to use his words. Yet, there is hope. The gods have ended their centuries-long silence. A tribal princess of the plains, Gold Moon, has restored the light and knowledge of the true gods. The healing arts, once lost, are now known again. And a small number of true clerics, which somehow includes Urgrin? Who would have guessed that? Shit, right? Who would have guessed that? Are now known again, and a small number of true clerics walk the land. They are eager to spread the truth, yet fearful that their knowledge may perish with them in an instant, especially if Adam's your DM and one of those clerics is will.player. Because he can vanish in an instant. But not all bend quietly to the will of the Dragon High Lords. You, and I'm talking to you at home, and I'm talking to you, the players, because we're all in this together. Except for me, I'm against all of you. You are among those who have fought the tyrants with your sword and shield, your magic and prayers. Your efforts have brought you to this city where you had hoped to gain passage over the seas. Yet this once fabled seaport is now landlocked, the harbor destroyed by the cataclysm. You and your companions have come to the Red Dragon Inn, which I've been calling the Inn of the Red Dragon. Oops. Close enough. To determine what to do now. So far, nothing has been able to stop the advance of the dragon armies. There are rumors of magical weapons that might aid your cause. Powerful lances. Dragon lances, as it were. That slay dragons and mystical orbs. Dragon orbs, as it were. that allow the user to control the monsters. But no one knows where to find these weapons. Somewhere in this gloomy city, you must find a ray of hope. Until Adam's your DM and fucks everything up for you. The city of Tarsus has been destroyed. Its buildings burned, its citizens either dead or fleeing into the frozen lands with nowhere safe to go. Our heroes have been separated while fighting for their lives. Zarek, Kurlithlon, Lorana, Flint, and an unconscious Gilthanas have met up with Knights of Solamnia, Sirs Alphatian Malkorite, Aaron Talbo, and their commanding officer Derek Crownguard, along with the newly knighted Kender Tasselhoff Burfoot, you guys may know him, and Minotaur ship captain without a ship, Jadek Oath Antagrath. Did I pronounce that right this time? You're not paying attention, so fuck you.
No, he's muted. You're muted, Kim.
Oh, okay, is that what it was?
Can't hear your dulcet tones, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, you did say it right, and now I know who I'm playing. So.
No, you're not. You're still playing Guro.
Damn it.
I'm just giving a little backstory. Jadek on Entagrath and his Kaganesti, aka Wild Elf BFF, Kaylani. Zarek was determined to get to his twin brother Zane, so Kaylani, who has a strange connection to the elf mage, turned herself and Jadek into giant owls. They were quickly set upon by a huge red dragon, and things did not go well. Before the dragon could kill Kaylani, Zarek, and Gilthanas, however, it mysteriously disappeared. Anybody know what happened there? Standing behind it, and you can think about it for this next sentence, was a Death Knight who Zarek had met before, and the knights certainly would have known from stories, and mostly horror stories, Lord Soth, companion of the Dragon High Lord, known as the Blue Lady, and who Zarek and Zarek alone in this group, in either group, knows as his estranged girlfriend, Kitiara Uthmatar. Soth said they owe their lives to the Blue Lady before he himself disappeared. Zarek is now currently unconscious and will start making saving throws when we see him next. And Gilthanas has already lost one death saving throw because he was unconscious to begin with, and will continue to make them when we get back to him. But before I get on, does anybody know what happened to that red dragon?
My guess is that Lord Soth banished it, and we got about a minute before it comes back.
Yep, exactly right. Although his magic is pretty powerful, so you figure you may have more time than a minute. But he was banished. Or she, it, they, I don't know. I didn't really give that dragon a backstory. Zane, Gorel, Ergrin, Elliston, Riverwind, and Draconian with a Soul, Odie, had fought their way to the Red Dragon Inn, not the Inn of the Red Dragon, as I had been calling it. Before their friends could join them, the inn was demolished by a red dragon in a cruelly ironic twist of fate that I'm sure we all saw coming. Luckily, the group fell into the inn cellar, and while trapped within the debris, they were still alive. Zane, however, remains unconscious, as his healing allies, most of which seem to be in this group. I was trying to separate Elliston out, but it didn't work. That was my original thought, but you guys decided otherwise. They have not been able to revive him since he had another altercation with a different red dragon. When all hope of escape seemed out of reach, Elliston communed with his god Paladine and asked him how they could get out of their current predicament in a keen bit of role play by Jason running Elliston, as Gary is still indisposed. The answer appeared to come from a doddering old mage named Fizbin the Fabulous, who suddenly happened to be in the room as if he were there all along, and spoke of a rescue coming. Moments later, the debris that was trapping the group was torn away by the talons of a griffin. Upon the creature's back was a Sylvanesti elf named Serinda, bodyguard to Sylvanesti princess Alana Starbreeze, who said that she was sent by Alana's long-lost son, Kurlithlon. The group then climbed on the backs of the griffins and fled the city off to the east, and that is where we begin tonight's session. So, I'm going to put on some music for those at home. I can't seem to get it to play for you guys.
It's okay.
It's going to have to be. I do have some more box text for you that I'm also not prepared for because, again, we skipped through a lot of the other. We did a lot of the other pages in over the last 8 weeks here. So,
coming up this coming Wednesday,
thank you.
will be the next episode of Greyhawk Adventures presents The Streets of Lukesh. And we left off. We didn't play last week,
No.
and we left off right in the middle of a big old honking battle.
Wow.
So
A big
we'll
old
see if-
honking battle. Those
honking
are
battle.
the best kind.
Yeah.
Either hemorrhaging or having some more side effects of my vaccine. Bear with me here, folks. I'm gonna try. We might stop a little early tonight. We probably will. But we're gonna move on as fast as we can here, as I have now found what I was looking for. 2A: Griffin Flight. The griffins soar into the bone-chilling air. The wind rippling over their great wings cuts through your wrappings and into your joints. I'm assuming by wrappings, I mean your clothing. I don't know. Tracy Hickman, if you'd like to be a sponsor, we'd love to have you. And we're looking forward to your new book with Margaret Weiss. The plains beneath you seem to be an unending carpet of blowing snow. In the distance, you see smoke rising from the burning city of Tarsus. And heading toward you from its ruins are 3 dark specks. Dragons.
Ooh.
You are flying east. One of the dragons is ahead of the other 2. It is a bigger speck. The griffins are very fast, and as they lurch into the air, you guys feel it in the pit of your stomach. And I would like everybody... Well, let me ask a question. Odie. I could guess as an answer to this, but it's your character, so I want you to tell me. Has Odie ever ridden upon the back of a dragon? Okay.
Sure, he has.
As an officer, probably. As a draconian, you would think maybe not, but he is an officer, which is
Right.
one of the few.
Yeah.
So I would have thought so as well. So you're the only one that doesn't have to do this, as well as Zane, because Zane is knock the fuck out. Although you're at some point you're gonna have to make another once. You know what? Let's do it now and let's see what happens. Make another wisdom saving throw. Because you've been unconscious here for a while. When you're ready. It's no rush. You take your time. I would like...
I actually can't open my roll 20.
So never mind. When you get to it. Or if you want to roll a die. If you got a die handy, you roll that, you let me know what you got.
Do you want to give me control of Zane, and I'll do it?
Do you,
Adam?
Oh, you don't have it yet? Okay. I
I don't think so.
thought okay, I can do it.
I think you did at one point, but I don't have it now.
Okay.
So.
Roll 20 if you'd like to be a sponsor. We'd love to have you. I'm also going to give you... I'm going to let him roll that one because we don't need that right this minute, but I'm going to give you control over Elliston to roll his.
I have him.
Oh, you got Elliston? I think I gave it to everybody
Yeah,
and I couldn't figure out how to give it to Jason.
I don't know. Yeah, that might. I don't know how I got him, but yeah, I do have him.
All right, so you can roll. So we're going to roll Constitution, it's just straight Constitution for Elliston, but Constitution saving throws for Ergrin and Gorel. Oh, I forgot to say that Riverwind heroically, after saving a small child from certain death, went to rescue the rest of the citizens of Tarsus and find a safe haven for them, possibly helping them get into, further north into the gates of Thorbarden. Tell me what you're rolling.
I rolled a 14 on my wisdom. I'm pretty sure I have a +2, either +1 or +2 to that.
Okay. Either way, it would be the same. Nothing's changed.
Cool.
Sting got an 8.
Mine's not. I'm really lagging too, obviously.
Alright.
Ergrin has 16.
All right.
Oh, there it is.
All right. So Ergrin is fine. Gorell, did you roll a con save?
roll a 24.
All right. So Gorell, Ergrin are fine. Elliston is clutching onto the neck of this this griffin, and he's just like trying to hold in his lunch, and he just can't do it anymore, and he just pukes off the back of this bird. I'm gonna roll. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right?
Ergrin's on his own.
Yeah. The only one who's with somebody is Zane. So there's 5 griffins here. So I'm gonna roll a d5, and we're gonna put people in order, and let's see what happens. You know what? Everybody roll me a d5, and we'll do it that way. 1, 2,
D5.
3, 4, 5, and I'll roll for Serinda. Well, she's going.
I got a
first.
5.
So you're okay. If you want to just roll d6, if it's quicker, do that too.
Yeah, I was just about to say it's not
Yeah.
letting me change it to D5 for some reason. So
It's okay. Just roll a d6.
Yeah, same.
I'm gonna do D6.
D6.
All right, roll it again, KD. And is that first one, was that Ergrin or Odie?
It's Ergrin.
I'm sorry,
5.
Elliston or Odie?
The 3
Yeah.
was Odie.
Okay, so now this is Elliston.
They're both 3.
3. Okay, so when you guys are flying out, you're basically in this order. Serinda is first. Then Gorell is behind. Then like sort of neck and neck are the one with Elliston and the one with Odie. And then behind them, a little bit of a distance, because he was trying to get on Serinda's griffin when they took off, and then had to scramble to get onto this last one before that one took off. You are now covered in Elliston's puke. So you guys are flying. This dragon seems to be gaining on you. The other 2 are further off in the distance. As it approaches, I'm going to need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw for the fear effects.
God, they're already that close.
Odie
I thought
can
you
do
said
it.
these griffins were quick.
The one dragon was closer. This is cinematic reasons. Don't worry. I'm not gonna kill you.
You said wisdom, right?
Yeah.
I have a quick question,
Yes.
Adam. You
Yes.
said we're flying east. What time of day is it? Where's the sun?
It's so smoky right here. It's so hard for you to
But it
tell.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Just curious.
Because I don't remember what time of day it is. We started this day weeks. And
It's still
weeks ago.
early. It's still early because they tacked at dawn, didn't it?
I don't remember. I think that was. It was. I think it was maybe even before sunrise, like right before sunrise. But it was somewhere thereabouts. Yeah, because you guys were. You guys are really tired too.
Yeah, it was because we
'Cause you
spent
went
the
out
night,
at night.
We went. Yeah, well, we went out right before dawn.
Yeah, to
early
check.
morning.
Right, yeah, that's
to-
right.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're doing wisdom, right?
Yes, wisdom save against the dragon fear. Odie, you can do it with advantage.
Does 13, is that successful?
I mean, depends on what you mean by success. If you mean for the dragon, yes. For you, no.
I'm going to spend
Go. Just you want to waste
an
it?
inspiration.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Use them
am.
up. Use them up. I'm all for it.
Using
Odie
it
got
Odie
got both a
27.
natural 20 and a dirty 20. So
Yeah.
Because I have, gosh
Fine.
darn it, I got
Odie
a,
is not scared of these.
I have
guys.
plus
Yeah.
10 to this wisdom saving throw, God damn it. And I got a
Plus
13.
10.
There we go.
23,
That's better.
All right. So Gorell is scared of this thing.
Well,
So
you know what? I'm gonna spend a.
Elliston got a nat 22. Man.
yeah,
on the
Elliston
23.
also got a nat 20.
Woo! You guys.
Oh, this just
And a
keeps getting
you're
worse.
getting
All right.
worse. You're getting more scared as time.
I got
goes
to
on.
say, don't forget, if you use your points, I don't know how it's a pool between all your characters.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's-
yeah,
yes.
no,
So
okay.
it's one total for the player.
Right. No, I get it.
So, The dragon fear is creeping in. The dragon is getting closer. It's still a good 60 feet away from you or so, but probably more than that, 100 feet away, we'll say. Is there anything you guys would like to do? Obviously, the griffins are shagging ass away from these things. The griffins, by the way, none of you... Oh, Garel would have noticed this because he's too scared. Aragorn's puking, so not Aragorn. Elliston is puking, so he's probably not too aware of this. But the rest of you, especially Will.play Ergrin, whatever the Ergrin.cleric.
Ergrin.cleric.
The griffins are not afraid.
Of course.
All right, Odie.
Yeah. So, who's around? It's Gorel, Ergrin.
Gorel has Zane, sort of propped up in front of him and holding on to him with one arm and holding on to the bird lion thing with the other.
He's gonna 30 feet. He's gonna accidentally cast Bless.
Okay. From where you are in the middle of the pack, you can get to anybody you want to at that point.
Yeah. So up to 3 creatures. Basically, when the target makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack rolls or saving throw.
Cool. Ciderin, thank you for cheering.
That's for everybody who's
Ciderin, thank you, man.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Yay! That's a hero point, yeah.
That is a hero point. So you guys get your hero point back, those of you who use them.
Nice. There you go.
All right, so you guys have that. The dragon is keeping pace with you. The other two are not moving quite as quickly. All of a sudden, as you guys are sort of looking behind you and trying to figure out what's going on and what you can do, I mean, it's hard to move. You don't have saddles on these things, right? I mean, you're bareback on these riding these things here, these griffins. And all of a sudden, from in front of you, you just feel this whoosh of wind, and this giant form pass by you. And you see another griffin with a Elvin rider with long black hair. Just flies from in front of you, like past you, above you. Swoops down. The griffin bites on to the dragon's wing, tears a piece off. The dragon tries to use his fire breath and breathe fire at this griffin, but it dodges out of the way just in time. Like you can still see some of the its feathers and its tail are just singed a little bit with flame. The dragon tries to right itself, but with this big chunk taken out near the shoulder of its wing, it's very awkwardly flying now and definitely moving slower. And then it kind of sort of spins around and then flies back toward the city of Tarsus. That being said, the other two dragons are still following you in the distance. After the dragon that was chasing you veers off, the griffin and rider quickly turn back around, fly up from behind you, and as she's passing you, she looks a little bit... Well, roll a perception check, everybody. And we do have a drawing tonight, so please, if you're on Twitch and only on Twitch, type into the chat !drawing, and you could win a $20 gift certificate for Drive-Thru RPG. You need to be online at the end of the game or toward the end of the game when we announce the winner, because remember, you need to watch the stream to win the cash.
We got to work in your being able to say cash into more things than just that. You have way too much fun with it.
I do. But I think if I did it more than that, I would just get old, even for me.
That's true. That's
Even
true.
For me.
Yeah.
All right. So what did we get here? Nobody. We'll give it to Elliston because he is the wisest, even though his Elliston, this elf kind of looks disappointed as she's flying past you. The rest of you just see a very stern demeanor. And then she flies and ahead and takes the lead on this group. Is there anything else you guys would like to do right now?
So I'm just holding on to feathers, man.
Yeah.
I get to...
Everybody but Elliston. Once you get past that first lurch when that first took off, and then of course just the fear of the rush of the wind and this new sensation. And even though there are still dragons behind you, so you're not relaxed by any stretch of the imagination, it is amazing up here. You can see just this blanket of snow. In the distance, it's kind of hard to see because it's still kind of just a what's the word I'm looking for? Not I'll use cloudy, but overcast day. So it's hard to see too far into the distance in front of you. Behind you, you can still see, although it's getting further and further away, and it's getting smaller and smaller as it goes, just a combination of this yellow-orange sort of, it almost looks like a circle, and then just this thick black smoke. You fly for hours. Morning becomes day, becomes evening, becomes night. I am going to give you a map.
Ergrin's going to talk to the griffin then.
Sure, during this, go ahead.
Yeah, let me double check his ability on that.
What about Zane?
Zane's still unconscious.
It sucks.
Yeah, he'll be. Don't worry, we're getting so close for Zane waking up. I promise. Look, Jason's the one who came up with the terms of his agreement. So.
Oh, no, I'm not going to do that.
All right, so for those of you looking at the map, and then we'll get to Will's conversation before we land. This is Tarsus down here. You can see the mountains in the background. So Thorbarden is up here. Go a little bit further north, we have Paxtarchus. A little further northwest from there, we have Solace. Before we get to the land, when it gets dark, you guys are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys are right about here in this hex.
Just south of number 3.
I was gonna say, is this map up as north?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this isn't a will map.
This is not a will map where you never know where north is.
Hey,
but it's
in my
never
defense,
where you expect. That's what
that was Wizards of the Coast. I didn't do it.
What was that? Saltmarsh too? It was Saltmarsh, right?
Yeah.
Never could get a map oriented correctly. And there was no reason for it. Just turn the map on its side. You'd be fine. All right. Well, what did you want to say to the Griffin?
Well, I don't think I can because griffins aren't beasts, are they? They're magical beasts. They're magical creatures. The creature type.
That's a good question. Does it say that?
I don't know. Here, I can find out though for you.
I got it. Griffin. And there's a griffin, for those of you who don't know what they look like at home. It's a monstrosity. So
Yeah, that's
it
what
does
I
not
thought.
count
Okay,
as a
it is.
beast.
It does not count. So I can't talk to it. It
No.
wouldn't matter. I'll try.
And
anyway,
these are not.
Talk to it.
Oh, you know what? I forgot that. Yeah, Garel, you want to talk to Garel? you've actually ridden a griffin before.
What?
Okay.
And when you in the beginning, you and Zane and the others rode griffins out of the forest master's home on the way to Zaxaroth. So
so long ago.
yeah, it was. So that's why you're really comfortable. Now, interestingly, you remember those griffins actually did speak to you.
Okay.
So as far as you're concerned, griffins talk.
So then in that case, yeah, Gorel's gonna be like talking. He's like, "Oh, thank you so much," but they have a funny accent, so you can't understand.
So you guys just see Gorel frustratingly trying to talk to this griffin.
What are the accents of griffins in your world, Adam? I mean, we've got
Ask Kemchan. He's the one who came up with it.
They're very.
We've got expectations to live up here too.
I know,
People
right?
expect accents out of this channel.
They're always sorry and disappointed.
But somewhat amused. It's a very thick Hungarian accent.
Oh, you can't even do a Hungarian if you wanted
Nope.
to. All right,
Nope,
whatever.
I can't.
Whatever.
Aren't you a Hungarian Will.player?
Yeah.
So why don't you...
So let's hear it.
No. Okay. So all right. So I'm gonna play it. Wait, I'm playing a
I
griffin.
think that's how it works.
No.
Is that where-
Yes, you're playing the
Work.
griffin right now, yes. The thing is, these griffins don't
Okay.
actually talk. So you don't understand a word it's saying, Kemchan.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll just say something in Hungarian. Kalvucnem kaltasano. Budokrachni fuge. There you go. How about
That's
that?
what it's saying back.
Isn't
That's exactly what it said back.
isn't Chirka,
Thank
yeah, which is just griffin.
Uh,
Isn't Chirka chicken in Hungarian?
Chirka.
Chirka?
I'd have to look. I don't think it's.
I know some phrases. I know in Russian I could say to you if we were.
Did you just compare Hungarians to Russians?
Yeah, there's no difference. No, I'm just saying it's the only. I'm joking with you. I'm saying that because that's.
My ancestors are very mad at you right now.
I don't know any Hungarian, but I do know a phrase in Russian. So if we were to meet each other in St. Petersburg, I could just say, "Здравствуй, как дела?" Which is, "Hey, how are you?" And then I could say, I don't remember how the rest of it goes. Everyone, we'll go on.
It's the vaccine.
It is. I'm still a little loopy
Blame the
here.
vaccine.
All right. So anyway, the griffin is here in the hex that you are in. You would guess just by flying, and you guys are all adventurers. And Ergrin is certainly used to strolling through the plains, and you did pass through some of the plains of dust there. The amount of
See my house from here.
no, you can't. Your house is up here, west of Salas, or east of Salas, I mean. So you figure that if you were to walk, you would have. It would probably take you 6 days to get to this point. Like each of those hexes, you figure will take you at least a day to walk. But this griffin got you there in 6. Where you're going, you have no idea. But you do land. It is night. Once it got darker, you couldn't see the dragons anymore. But they had been following you throughout the entire day. But they...
We're looking at the chat.
Yes, I was looking at
Hungarian chicken is chirke.
I was close.
We're very close.
If I want to say in German, Fliegst du wieder nach Spanien? Are you flying to Spain again?
Such a useful phrase.
It is
Use it
actually, if you think
Almost
about it.
every day. Almost every day you could use
If you're in the airport hanging around
Hey,
Air
hang around the
Spain,
airport. That's-
Anyway,
I would like to see people's reactions to that, like strangers.
Yeah,
Like,
just
are you
walk
flying
up.
to Spain
Are
again?
you
And they're
flying
like,
to Spain
yeah.
I live
why?
there.
Is that a problem? Yeah.
What's your fucking problem? And your accent really sucks, even when you're speaking German. So you land, and you're near a river, which is frozen over. It is still very cold here, and you guys are still not super prepared for this kind of weather. You didn't wait. Well, you waited so long to send out the barmaid to get you some clothes, winter gear. You waited like a week or something like that. It was at least a few days, and then you left before she came back. Like, you sent her out, and then you went out, and then she wasn't back yet. So you still have just your regular.
So she skipped out with her
clothes.
cash.
Effectively.
With her cash.
With her cash. You need to wait at the inn to save your cash.
Cash.
She's now gambling over at Kings Road.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you have your regular traveling gear. You do have your cloaks, or whatever you would normally wear. You do, Garel, you notice that Zane does not look. I mean, he didn't look good before then. You know.
He's unconscious.
Yeah, but he's really like doing poorly. You feel, and he needs to like really get some real rest and not be sitting on the back of
Not
this
just
griffin
getting
anymore.
carried around everywhere.
Yeah, and you guys have not been super gentle with him. At one point, you left him on the side of the road, then went back and picked him up.
Well, we had to. We were fighting stuff.
It's like,
I
he'll
mean,
be fine here.
Nobody's gonna bother him in the bushes.
he looks dead already. Just leave him there.
He does, right? At least when he
I'm
was
pretty
walking
sure
around-
that's what somebody said, actually. If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
I think it was me.
Probably was. Probably was.
I mean, at least when he was walking around, he looked like death warmed over. Now he just looks like death.
Zing.
Exactly.
So anyway, so you guys do land. The two elves hop off of their griffins, and the griffins sort of stop and make themselves comfortable. You can see that they're tired. Thank you, Scott Marish, for subscribing to us on YouTube. Huzzah!
Thanks, Scott.
So, who speaks Elvin?
Well, I do, of course. I don't know. Let me check.
Odie probably doesn't, right? Elliston? I don't know if Elliston does. Check Elliston's sheet. I don't know if
I
it
would
says.
think Elliston does.
You know what? I think I have.
Oh, no. I speak dwarf. That's right.
All right.
I
Yeah, that's
don't
right.
see.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, he speaks Qualinus the elf.
Okay. So, and Garel, do you speak Elvin at all?
No,
I feel like Garel does. I think we established that everybody in our.
Or maybe
original
Garel. I think that
speaks
was
Elven.
dwarves. I think that was dwarves.
Yeah, everybody spoke dwarf.
Oh, everybody spoke Dwarvish. Yeah, that's it.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So, is it Elvin or Elvish?
Zane sure
Could
speaks
be
Elvin.
Elven.
What was that,
It's
Jason?
ish.
Zane
Dwarvish.
sure speaks Elven.
Yeah, he does. And one day he'll wake up and be able to hear what they're saying. So Elliston is the only one that can understand it. I mean, it's there are different words here and there, but for the most part, he's able to make out what it is that they're saying. And they're going back and forth. But I will say this to Elliston, in case Elliston wants to share this with the rest of the group. But you guys don't know this yet. But you can see that it's sort of a heated discussion, and the new elf is really upset with the elf that rescued you.
The
And-
princess.
Yes, you don't know that though. You guys don't know anything about her.
I
keep
think
in mind.
I think she said. Oh no, it's the
You
different group.
don't know. That's the other characters. It got confusing because we had so many characters for a while there. But yeah, these characters don't know anything about any one of these people, except for Elliston knows that Fizbin. Oh, I forgot about Fizbin. Fizbin's here with you too, by the way. He was on that last Griffin. I knew there was somebody else. So the new elf is yelling at the other elf, and the other elf is, sort of like, looking, trying to explain, but knows that she's just gonna have to sit there and get her ass handed to her here on this conversation. There's definitely a hierarchy, and the new elf maid, the one with the long black hair, is a lot. Has a lot more seniority than the one with the shorter black hair who rescued you, the curly hair. And Elliston hears something again. It's a little hard to make out because they're not speaking. They're a little bit further away from you. They're trying to keep this conversation quiet, and they're also speaking in a different dialect than you are used to. But something about, where is my son? You were supposed to bring my son. Who were these? You brought a draconian.
I can hear it. You brought the wrong people. I gave you a picture. I drew it.
Yeah. And then, as the curly-haired elf takes care and sort of, helps the griffins to settle down, the other elf, the long-haired elf, walks up to you and says, Antiquitous says, Dwelvin? Yes, I guess
that's real. Yeah. It's like Spanglish, only different.
I was about to say it's like Spanglish.
She looks at you and she says, and she is dressed for this weather, and so is the other elf. Hello, my name is Alana Starbreeze, daughter of the Speaker of the Stars, Lorak Calderon.
Howdy.
I'll be honest with you. You were not who I was expecting. And then she looks, she gives like a dirty look at Odie when she says this in particular. But then the unconscious Zane does not. She doesn't get it, because talk about a dark elf. In Sylvanisty, the Sylvan elves, a dark elf to them is like somebody who marries a Qualinesti elf. Like, they're a really rigid society. And so she sees this weird, really, evil looking dark elf wearing black robes. She sees a draconian in red dragon armor, although it looks like some of the insignia looks like it's been scratched or clawed off, but it still tells what it is. She can still tell what it is. Then she looks over at the rest of you, unimpressed, and then she sees Elliston and immediately recognizes his holy symbol and says, how does it come to be that a cleric of Paladine is in company with a draconian?
Jason, do you want to take Elliston since you've been playing him?
Sure. So Elliston looks at her and says, strangely enough, this draconian saved our lives.
And we'll also add that was touched by Paladine, whatever that means. But there's something.
And Elliston would know that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So okay. So yeah. So he also adds, and it appears that Paladine has chosen him for some reason.
Boom Shalaka's chosen me as well.
Just as Boom Shalaka has chosen that hairy oaf over
there. You
there.
know what? Boom Shalaka has chosen you, and you suddenly realize that you can't cast any spells anymore because your new god.
I said that strictly for your entertainment, man.
I'm joking. Boom Shalaka is your new god.
No, it's Chislev.
Chislev, yeah. So, she says, some of you fit the description that Kurlathlon gave me of friends of his.
Oh, you know who Kurlathlon is?
Yes, he is my son.
Oh.
Girl's just like, wait.
And
Your-
Serinda's setting up camp, by the way. She's lighting a fire, so she's, you know.
And
So,
he's like, you're Curly's long lost mother.
yes.
Well, he is half Elvin, so that makes sense.
Yes, and I am sure of this, as he carries the companion piece to this, and she pulls out from a pouch on her hip a jeweled. It looks like it's almost in the shape of a star. She says, "I left this, and none of you guys have seen that. Even Garel wouldn't know of this. But with this, it is called a star jewel. It belonged. I had one, and the other belonged to my husband, who has since died." Now it belongs to Kurlathlon. And I knew it was him, although I haven't seen him since he was hours old by this star jewel. I ask you for your help.
Help?
Sure,
What do you,
why not?
Odie will say, "What do you need?"
Yeah.
Sylvanesty. Hold on, I got more text to read. As I said, my father is the Speaker of the Suns, the Lord, a High Speaker for the Elves. My people were locked in a desperate struggle against the dragon armies invading our land from the north. It seemed for a time that our efforts would stem the tide, yet in the pitched heat of that battle and evacuation of our people, something happened. Our land began to twist into horrible aberrations of our worst nightmares. My father was still within the city when this happened. It is to rescue him and reclaim the land that I need your help. Sylvanesty remains one of the few places in Krynn where the dragon armies do not go. If we can find my father and reclaim Sylvanesty, the Dark Queen's attention would be returned for a time from your precious western freelands to Sylvanesty. I would hope that alone should be worth the price of your help, but there is one bit of lore unknown to many. There have always been DragonLances in Sylvanesty, and from what I know from what Kurlathlon has told me, these are weapons you seek. Now I understand that you are probably confused. I understand that you probably want to find your friends. Considering how you are dressed, and I don't know how much food and supplies you have on you, but it doesn't look like much, you will not survive the trek back to Tarsus. And if your friends are there, well, so are the dragon armies. I can tell you one thing and one thing only. Kurlathlon still lives, He must have fled the city. I hope, for your sake and for his, that he found your other friends as he went off looking for them. It was my hope that Serinda would bring you all back here, and she shoots Serinda a bitchy glance. However, it seems that he was not able to make it back to your inn in time. I also have people that had promised to help me in Tarsus. I do not know if they are still alive. But I promise you this. If you help me with this task, I will do everything in my power to ensure that, if nothing else, my bodyguard here, Serinda, and she leans her head over to the other elf, when we safely arrive in Sylvanisty, which is a few days more travel for us upon Griffinback, I will send her to look for your friends and provide them the message of where you are and where you can be found. I'll be honest with you. It does not look like they escaped from the east, or to the east, I should say. So they either went north, west, or south. In any event, if they went north or west, those lands are controlled by the dragon armies, as I'm sure you know. If they went south, you are certainly going to need more provisions and supplies, of which I can give you. I could also provide you money, anything you ask, if you help me with this task. The DragonLances are yours. There is also, and this has never been uttered outside of anyone from Sylvanost, there has been talk that my father also has what is called a dragon orb, and that he has had one since before the cataclysm and the fall of Istar. He was a student there. Yes, he was a mage like your friend, although he wore the white robes and still does. And that's definitely meant to be an insult to the unconscious Zane, whom I'm assuming you've helped sort of get down, bed down by the fire and wrapped up as they're talking. Since we don't want Zane to die right now, I don't think.
Correct me if
it was Ergrin.
The only person that was from this original group that is now missing is Curlathon.
No, Curlathon and Zarek.
That's the other one
and then
I couldn't think
also Lorana and Gilthanis and
I don't
Flint,
count NPCs.
And Flint.
And Flint.
I don't count NPCs.
Well,
Okay. All right, I understand now. All right, cool.
Some of your party does. I would imagine Gorel in particular, and Zane, when he wakes up, will be very interested to know where the others are.
Well, you can save your breath there, honey. We'll help you, of course, for DragonLances.
Whoa. I mean, I want to get this straight. You want us to help you find these DragonLances?
I know where the DragonLances are. I offer them to you as part of payment.
Yeah. I got a question. Why don't you get those DragonLances and throw them up on a couple of fellers on top of griffins and start killing some dragons yourselves? Just a question.
Yeah.
I have my priority currently.
All right.
And my priority is that of my homeland and my people who are currently fleeing. And ultimately, I would like them to have a home to return to. I'm sure you could understand.
Sure.
I have a quick question. Does what does Odie know of all of this? Does he know about the existence of Dragonlances? Does he know? No, I didn't think so. Okay.
None of those things would ring a bell to him.
Right. Okay.
It's definitely not talked about in polite conversation among draconians and dragons and dragon armies.
You're on mute, Jace. Can't hear you, man.
I hear you.
No.
That's the... God damn it. This was working a second ago. Look. All right, fine. We'll go ahead and we'll help you out. Not a problem. I mean, it all is for the better good of everybody. How many of these
How about
Dragonlances
now?
you got? Yes.
There
Yeah,
you
we
go.
gotcha.
All right, good.
Girls, like, I understand the betterment for everybody. I understand that. But you did say you would help bring our friends to us if we agree to this. Yes?
I said that I would do my best, yes, but at the very least, I will send my bodyguard, the only person I have left here to protect me, to find your friends. I don't know where they are.
Okay.
So Elliston says, well, I will, as someone whose homeland has been ravaged by these dragons and whose people were enslaved by them, I cannot wish that fate on anyone else, so I will assuredly help you.
Yeah, you had me at Dragonlance.
TM.
All right, you got some...
Odie, yeah, Odie just says I'm in.
yeah, he's a pretty good egg. Don't let the fact that he looks like a dragon throw you. I mean, he's a pretty good
He's a
fella.
noble soul, and Paladine has chosen him. I think his path is linked with ours, says Elliston.
All right, right. I didn't know none of that, but sure. You got any fur,
Girl goes over to the
cloaks or
bar.
something?
I'm sorry, what? You guys are about
Fur
to say-
cloaks. It's kind of cold.
Here, no.
We gave our money to somebody to give us some clothes for the weather, and well, she done skipped out on us with it.
The city was attacked, and you did wait a long time to come up with any sort of plan. You guys decided to just sleep in for a week.
You know. So yeah, you got someone who can show us,
Exposure.
right?
Once we get to my homeland, I will be able to get you anything you need. It is warmer there, although it is still winter, but it is warmer there. However, I don't know exactly what we will find when we get there, other than I know that the dragon armies are not there, but...
All right. Let's do it.
And we do have some extra blankets that, of course, will be yours.
So Odie's cold-blooded.
Yeah, so you're
He's gonna
fine.
need.
Oh wait, yeah, you need something. You're like
Yeah.
you're like sitting on the fire.
Girl goes up to her and is like, you have to help my friend, and he kind of motions over to Zane, and he's like, listen, I know how he looks is unusual to say the least, but
Yeah.
he is a good person. He is, like, we have fought side by side, and he is good.
I don't know if I'd go so far as to call him a good person.
And he,
but
and he just
I will say this much. He's got no
you
love
don't know
for
him
the,
like I do.
for the
You don't know him
dragon
like I
armies,
do.
and I think that's
He's
good
been through a
enough.
lot. He's done what he's had to do to help save us. You
Yeah,
promised to help him, and I
agree
will
with
help
that.
you.
Elliston looks at Zane and looks at Garel and looks at Alana and says, he has been contentious, but I do believe his motivations are in the right, are aligned with what is good.
Be that as it may, and I am clearly desperate for help. She gives a look back over to Odie as she says that. She tries not to. Enough of a glance there that everyone catches it. And she says, but there's not anything that I can do to help him. I mean, while the Elvin nations never gave up on the gods like you humans did, and she looks at Ergrin and Corell and Elliston, and she's like, but we don't have the ability to use healing magics, not since the cataclysm and the gods left the land. However, I do notice your medallion, and it would appear that you are a cleric of Paladine. Have you not also?
Yeah. We kind of showed him the way. He was, what were you used to be before we showed you the light?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Ergrin. Not Ergrin. I'm talking to Elliston.
Elliston is the one who showed you. Elliston is the one who taught you.
Oh, that's right. I'm thinking of,
yeah,
I'm getting it the other
Elliston
way
was a
around.
prisoner. He was a seeker.
I'm thinking of my dead characters, okay? That's right.
Plural.
Well, that's he can still say it the same way. Yeah, this fella here used to be what they call a seeker.
Yes, a
You know.
seeker of the new gods. I knew of the
Yeah,
the
you
humans
know,
were
those-
worshiping them. Yes.
Yeah, well, he learned the error of his ways and hooked up with Paladin.
But you don't have ability to use clerical magic, healing.
I do, but it
He
seems
does.
that it doesn't quite work on him.
Well, then it seems that the gods have made their choice on this one.
Yeah, I think he's dying.
He seems to be as alive as he ever seems, but
That's a true fact.
Tell you what, I've seen him look worse.
I mean, if you knew him better, you would swear he was just sleeping.
Well, maybe all he needs is a good rest.
Well, at least could you watch over him? Because I'm not going to be lugging him around on this thing.
You did hear when I said that I am the daughter of the Speaker of the Stars.
Yes,
I
yes, I got all that.
I could translate that for you if you need Gorell.
He's like, ah! He's like, I've had enough out of you. Ergrin.
I recommend. Go ahead.
If I agree to go on this thing, all I want to know is that my friend will be safe.
I cannot promise that any of us will be safe. If I could, I wouldn't need your help. I can promise you that I will not do anything to harm you or any of your friends. And to the best of my abilities, I will help as much as I can.
I think it's a good idea that we just take him with us.
Well, I wouldn't leave him here, or he will definitely freeze to death.
Yeah, man. I think he just needs to stay with us.
Aren't we at like
we still got to go yet. This is just a waylay point.
Yeah, you're in the middle.
okay.
You're in the middle of the frozen wasteland, over by a frozen
I thought we
river
were at
Torath.
like some,
No, not yet. Not yet.
home place of residence or something.
No.
Okay.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Yeah, you still got a few more days before you get there.
Okay. All right.
So we're gonna.
Serinda's been setting up camp this entire time. Like I said, she's lighting a fire.
All right. Well, I'm gonna lay down. You guys have fun.
So while they're all talking about Zane, Odie will kind of like move closer to him and just examine him a little bit and accidentally cast Lesser Restoration. Does that do anything?
Nope.
Cool. I didn't think so.
It was a good try, though.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't know he's doing it.
Yeah. But even if you, regardless,
Yeah.
it couldn't hurt one way or the other at this point.
And Gorell out of the corner of his eye just sees you kind of over him, and he's like, "Don't eat him."
He
Can't
looks
eat
up
him.
at you. He looks
He's
up at
not
you like,
dead yet.
what? Why would I? What?
I'm
Who's?
vegetarian.
Yeah. Okay, I won't.
Okay, good. All right, fine. But when we get to where we're getting to, How long is that going to be? Like,
Couple days.
Look,
Alright.
believe me, if I could, I would push the Griffins to go further. But if the Griffins die, we will never make it.
No. Don't kill the Griffins.
This.
And
When you
girl
say
comes-
that, Odie looks at you. He's like, "Don't eat them."
and that's exactly what Gorell does. He just laughs out loud. Fair. Okay.
I
And then
recommend.
he looks over at the elf and is like, speaking of eat, you have any food?
Yes, we will share what we have. And Serinda, when she's done setting up the fire in the camp as best she can, she will start handing out. I mean, it's mostly berries and vegetables, and luckily for the vegetarian draconian, it's a good meal. For those of you,
He's a vegan, actually.
yeah,
How he gets his powers.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, what was that character
Yep,
in Scott Pilgrim?
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's what we're all thinking. It. I can't think of his name, but yes,
I'm
that's
literally
that's
trying
what
to
we're all
think
Todd.
thinking.
Was it Todd? I think it was
Yeah,
Todd.
the bass
yeah.
player.
Yep. So she hands those, and anyone looking for any meat is going to be disappointed during this trip here. But she also says, I also recommend that we take turns on watch. I will go first, followed by Serinda. Give you a chance to rest. However, I'm assuming you did notice the dragons behind us. I was able to drive off one, but there are still others, I believe, following us.
Odie will take second watch.
Bergren, do you have something you'd like to say to the group?
Oh, he's snoring.
Oh. Somebody
He said he was going to go lay down. Why did he lay down?
Somebody wake him when it is his turn. Obviously, when it is our turn, and she gestures to Serinda and herself, we will watch over your friend.
Okay. All right. Girl goes and lays down by the fire.
Okay. So with that, we're going to take the briefest of intermissions, and we'll be
When we get back, we'll have our winner. If you haven't entered into the drawing and you're watching
on Twitch.
on
If you're not
Twitch,
watching on Twitch, come over to twitch.tv/Wicked Studios LLC.
yeah, and enter into the drawing because when we a little bit after we get back, we'll be giving it away.
And if you are watching on YouTube or Facebook or listening on podcast or watching on Twitch after the fact, welcome and thank you for hanging out with us here on D&D Friday as Wicked Studios presents DragonLance: Dragons of Dreams, Part
Dreams.
1.
I saw the picture. There's some funky shit gonna be.
There is some fucking shit. I'm gonna post it up again or up here.
I'm
so
just
you
gonna
guys
be
can
the
see
first. Okay, you can look at that right there. That elf is up to no good. So there's some shady elfin shit gonna be happening. That's a dragon orb. I'll put money on it.
All right. Will has made his predictions
Yep.
for the rest of this module, and we will see how right he is when we get back on DragonLance.
Don't go away, and you got to be here at the end to win the cash.
You got to watch the stream to win the cash. All right, we'll be right back. we're back. Thank you, ladies, gentlemen, and others for hanging out with us here on D&D Friday. For Wicked Studios presents DragonLance: Dragons of Dreams, Part 1. So,
Sounds like we should be playing Jefferson Starship with this.
we should be. By the way, for anybody who watched, and put this in chat, because none of people here watched, I don't think, but any of you guys who watched and I'm not a Zack Snyder fan, I'm going to come out and say it right now. I don't care if we lose views.
Come on.
All right.
He's
Anyway,
he's a terrible,
hey, you know,
he's a terrible
we have
director.
just over a minute for the giveaway.
All right, so I'll bullshit for the minute, then we'll do the giveaway, then we'll get going.
Jesus, you took that totally the wrong way.
That's what I heard. So, if you liked, if you wanted to watch the Zack Snyder thing, it's exactly what you expect it to be. If you think you're gonna like it, you probably will like it. If you don't think you're gonna like it, you probably won't. But am I the only one? And put this down in chat. That every time somebody mentioned Steppenwolf or we saw Steppenwolf, were you waiting for Born to Be Wild to play, or was it just me?
Hell yeah.
I'm like, what a missed opportunity. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know.
All I gotta say is I was thoroughly disappointed in Wonder Woman, since we're on superhero.
Oh, the second one? The first
second
one.
1984.
Yeah, the first one, at least the first 3/4 of it were really good. The last act.
The
was awful.
movie's set in 1984, and you literally have zero 80s music in it.
It was-
Are
that
you
was-
kidding me? Beef up a little bit of money and get some good 80s tunes
I
to
couldn't
stick
even
in there.
finish watching Wonder Woman 1984. I couldn't
There you
finish.
go.
It was. I'm like,
was-
my wife
was
fell
nowhere
asleep.
near as
My
good as
kids and I were still watching it, and I turned to them and I'm like, does anybody else want to watch reruns of Buffy the Vampire Slayer? And everybody else agreed, so we shut that off and put on some Buffy.
There you go.
That show, by the way, just as good now as it was 20 years ago. All right, is the drawing ready or no?
What?
Is the drawing ready?
It is right now, literally
Wow!
just ended.
Look at that. See, we're like a well-oiled machine here in Wicked Studios.
I wouldn't say that, but all right. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull the giveaway, and let's see.
Something.
Well,
And the winner is Turkey Time.
be turkey time.
Are you still on Turkey?
I hope
Turkey,
so.
if you're on, say something in the chat. And I
Give
think
us a
Turkey
little-
won.
Give us a little gobble.
Like,
I think that.
Give us a little gobble. I think,
Boom,
yeah,
man.
boom. There you are.
All right.
Okay, Turkey. I don't save the emails, so I'll need you to message me your email again, so that I can go ahead and get you your prize. Your
$20.
gift
That's a
certificate.
good. That's because there was no Wednesday show. Is that why we doubled up here?
No, I've been pretty much doing a lot.
You're
of
just
20s.
jacking up the.
Yeah.
You would
So,
think more people would watch.
Well, yeah. Now you know.
I
It's
mean,
like, so-
I'm not saying come for the content. I'm saying come for the cash.
There you go. So, and definitely let us know what you get. I'm interested. Some people have. Sidran just got something a little bit ago. I forget what he told me. He just told me like yesterday or today what he got with his last prize that he won. So, okay, so there it is. Congratulations,
All right,
Turkey Time.
congratulations, Turkey Time. Now, is Turkey Time the same after daylight savings, or does it change? Were you Turkey Time a week ago? And now you're up to
That
me?
was really bad.
No?
Really bad.
No good.
No, definitely not good. You could
It's
take
fine,
that
Adam.
one.
Adam just got vaccinated.
Yeah, that's the
it's fine.
vaccine talking.
This-
That's the vaccine talking.
I don't think that's one of the side effects.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can blame it on the vaccine. Anyway, let's put some music back on for those of you at home. All right, so who took the last? Oh, now I feel like I'm having a heart attack. Imagine that. What a cruel twist of fate. If hey, good news is I got vaccinated. Bad news is now I've had a heart attack. I'm okay now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm okay.
They're not
That would
fun.
that would be wouldn't that be crazy though? That would be
That would
like
be
oh,
crazy.
who would even say like oh That's life, man. That's what you would have to say in that situation.
And you had the heart attack on stream. We couldn't buy publicity like that.
Come for the case and the heart attacks.
I wouldn't want to buy publicity like that.
There's no such thing as bad press.
Bad publicity.
D&D taken too far. Live at 11.
I wonder if we could sue Tracy Hickman for killing me.
No. What? What?
What?
I don't even know why. I wouldn't want to sue. I like Tracy Hickman.
I should hope so.
Anyway, let's hope I can make it through the rest of this module. So, who took last watch?
Ergrin.
I imagine Ergrin probably.
Oh,
Yeah. We had to
Ergrin.
kick him awake.
Yeah, because
Roll.
he was sleeping and he didn't wake up till somebody kicked him awake. Exactly.
Ergrin, as your shift is coming up, the sun is starting to rise in the sky. You can still see way in the distance just this dark spot, which you imagine is the plume of smoke. You also realize that stirring with a cough, a hacking cough, is Zane.
Yeah. Looks like you're amongst the living it finally.
Where are we?
I don't know.
Where's my brother?
Oh, your brother. Yeah, I don't know about that neither. Yeah, Tarsus kind of got wrecked, and we got split up. We hope your brother's still alive.
Is he in Tarsus?
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Why
That's
did
the
we
last
leave?
place. Well, again, we were under attack by dragons and what have you. Couldn't really find them. So it was either get out or get dead, and we decided not to get dead.
I am so glad that Zane had to wake up to Ergrin. As if he hasn't been through enough. What does a guy got to do to catch a break? Sorry, continue.
So Zane looks around. And
We're going with these elves over here, and he points at the elves.
I'm going to find my brother.
All right. Well, so you know, these here elves need a little help with something. And
I don't care what they need. I need to find my brother.
all right, well, I ain't done talking, so hold up. So they did say that if we helped them with their little thing, that they'd give us a bunch of DragonLances.
That's great. I need to find my brother.
You also forgot.
I don't
about something
think you
else.
understand the importance of getting a hold of those DragonLances.
He says, I don't think you understand the importance of me finding my brother.
You might be right. I don't think I understand how you feel about it. But you go back there where all those dragons and draconians running about.
So Zane looks around and he sees the griffins.
Yeah, you'll probably get yourself killed. Now, if we could get a hold of
Yes,
some
he does.
DragonLances, maybe we could take on a couple of dragons.
We came on those things, and he points to the griffin.
Yep.
He's going to experiment with something.
All right.
Takes out silver circlets, and he puts it on the griffin.
I wouldn't recommend
Before you
doing
can get
that.
to a griffin.
Because I know what he's
Well,
got.
I mean,
Because
you know
I've
what?
got
We'll
one.
try to do it because I won't do that because we will say that they're still sleeping. Although this is the end of the shift. But
I don't know if you want to do that.
all right.
So
So you're gonna go
he's-
next. You're gonna go up to a griffin.
Yep.
And you're gonna try to put something on it. The griffin will stand up
Okay.
and give you the indication that he doesn't want you to touch it.
Okay.
Like a cat.
Yeah.
Although
So
I
there's two
gotta
elves
admit,
here that he doesn't recognize.
Yeah.
Okay. Who are these two? He says to Ergrin.
tell you the truth, I don't remember their names. Fallen SD elves, I think they said they were.
Sylvanas.
Nope, that's what Ergrin's saying.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
They don't look like Qualinesti elves. And he.
Well,
and
when
they-
it comes
they
to
kidnapped
elven
us?
folk, I'm not really all that, you know.
So these are the ones that kidnapped us.
Well, they didn't kidnap us. They freed us. They helped us escape.
If I'm not
They gave us-
mistaken, I'm pretty sure Zane has never seen Odie before
Yeah, and
either.
then he notices a draconian.
Oh yeah, he was unconscious. You're right.
Yeah, he was
and
unconscious.
there's a draconian with us. Is that our prisoner, or are we his prisoner? What is going on? Urban?
That's kind of funny, you see, because this here fella, I expected to have to kill when I first laid eyes on him, but he helped us get away from the rest of the draconians. Now, old fella over there, and he points at Elliston, and he goes, he says that he's a divine favorite of Paladin.
Thank you,
something like
Citterin,
that.
for cheering 500 bits for another hero point for you guys.
Woohoo!
Whatever it's called. Huzzah!
Huzzah! Thank you, Citterin.
That
Says he's touched by Paladin or something.
I don't care who's touching who. I need to get back to find my brother.
You know, for being a wizard who went through the tower and all those type of things, you're not acting too smart right now. No offense. I've had people die too, and it's not fun.
My brother's not dead.
Well, then there you go. You don't have to worry about him so much, and we'll get him later. I will tell you this much, the little lady over there, and he points over at one of the elves again. He goes, she did say that she was going to send her personal guard to try and find him while we do this little task for her.
I'm not doing anything for anyone until I find my brother.
You think you can kill a dragon? Zay?
Probably.
Really?
That's the spirit.
Wow. Well, shit. I guess we should just head back to Tarsus right now. Go ahead and here, I'll go wake him up so you can talk to him. And he goes over to the elves, and he like squats down and he like shakes the one that was doing all the talking.
All right, yeah. Everybody at this point probably hears you talking, so you could.
Oh,
You
see,
probably,
he's not being quiet at all.
yeah, so everybody
Erdrin
is
wasn't
stirring
either,
and
so-
and waking
does,
up.
Does Zane recognize the trappings of the station of of Alana?
Roll a history check.
All right. This is +7.
Okay.
26.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you do. You.
Oh, you missed a DC by that much.
Ooh, it was 27 DC. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. You recognize her as definitely somebody high up, probably the princess. You would imagine that she is of the family Caledon, who is the Speaker of the Suns.
He says to her, "Wake up that one," and he points to her.
Oh, does this count as a short rest?
It's a long rest.
No
Oh,
offense,
nice.
Zane, but I woke this one up. If you want the other woke up, go on. And then Zane will Erdrin will walk away and go, oh, by the way, our archmage Dragon Slayer over here would like a couple words with you. And then he just goes over and starts packing up his meager belongings. Takes him 2 seconds and he's done.
Yeah. So Alana will say, well, I see
Before
you survived.
before she says anything, he says, "Take us back to Tarsus now."
No.
At which point, Garel sits up and he's like, just gonna watch this unfold. He's like, oh, this is gonna be good.
Erdrin will go sit next to him with the popcorn.
Yeah.
Go.
She says, we leave to Sylvanesty in minutes. She points behind you and says, I assume that even though something has happened to you, you still have your elven vision?
He says, "What of it?"
Turn around and tell me what you think those are that are flying toward us.
He says, "I don't care what they are. I need to find my brother."
You are not a prisoner.
Great. And he just starts walking back to Tarsus.
Don't forget to stop and get some of them herbs you need.
Yeah. By the way, yeah, roll a Constitution saving throw too.
Oh, did it-
And you've
did
been
it happen
coughing
like
this
on
whole
cue?
time too. Yeah.
That's fine.
Thank you, Lord Kasamba, for subscribing. Thanks, Jay. Huzzah!
Oh, huzzah! Hi, Jen.
Come on. 11.
All right, roll a d4.
4.
All right, so as you're walking past, you get into a big coughing fit because you've really worked yourself up here too. And some blood starts to trickle out of the corner of your mouth, and you take 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And the rest of you guys see Zane wandering off,
No, storming off
storming off.
as
With
best
the
he can.
blood trickling out.
Yeah, and you also see those specks on the horizon are still coming toward you.
We should probably get going. Those look like those dragons.
Girl goes up to grabs Zane. Not hard, but listen. You're not thinking straight. I understand. I get no. Don't look at me like that. I know. I know.
He says, "You're willing to leave Flint back there alone?
Willing has nothing to do with it.
Then let's
First
go.
of
Come
all,
on."
We know they can take care of themselves. You know that. Especially together, they can take care of themselves.
So
They're
that
together.
Citerin asks, is Jason grinding up ingredients for a spell?
For my
Yes.
for my tea.
Yeah, just tea.
Yeah, there it is. We need to get you like a big old, what was that, Nestle
Mortar,
Porter?
pestle. Yeah.
Pestle and mortar, yeah.
We know you know they can take care of themselves, and the bodyguard over there is going to go looking for them anyway.
Great. Then she can take
But
us
the
with
deal
her.
is no. But the deal is, she does that while we go help the royalty over there.
I didn't make
Or
any
the
deal.
DragonLance. No, you're
I'm
right.
going
You
to find
did.
my brother.
You didn't. But I made sure that they promised to look after you because I didn't know if you were going to wake up again.
Well, I appreciate that, Garel, but I'm going to find my brother. You can come with
Odie's
me.
gonna call out, like, you don't. Odie will call out, you don't want to go back there.
And so he looks over at the Draconian and says, "I don't even know why you're here," and just keeps walking.
Sorry.
He'll nod. Odie doesn't really know why he's there either, so he'll be like, yeah.
That's fair.
I don't, yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
Solid
that
point.
checks out.
We could just wait, I don't know, maybe an hour, go pick him up off the ground. I'm sure he'll get into another coughing fit and fall over.
You have 15 minutes to convince your friend to come with us, or we leave, with or without you.
He seems to be pretty set on his ways.
Right. The longer we wait here, the more likelihood it is that those dragons will catch up to us. If those dragons catch up to us, they will kill us.
I agree.
Your friend can feel free to either die by walking back to Tarsus in his clearly frail state. I would suggest that you talk him out of it, because if you would like our help, then, we would like yours.
Well, you could still have our help. I mean, I tried talking to him. He does have a thing for his brother. They're pretty tight. So I
Well, then
understand.
he may go, but then Serinda stays with us and helps with her actual job, which is to help me and free the.
What are you saying? If this feller doesn't come with us, the entire deal's off?
Not the entire deal. You can still have the rest. But
All right,
I
I
will
mean-
not have the person to spare to send after your
So you're
friends.
saying if he goes off, he's alone.
They're also saying that if he goes
Yes.
off, then she
And they're
can
not sending anyone to help the rest of our friends, is what Elliston says.
Once we are done, I
Yep.
will be happy to send Serinda to
Elliston
help.
said.
Once we're done.
Once we're done.
Or
What's your plan to take on the dragon army? He says to
So
Zane.
your plan was to kidnap us and take people against their will? And
I
then...
rescued you and saved your life, you ungrateful son of a bitch. If you do not want to help and you do not want to stay, you are free to go and die in the wilderness. I don't care one way or the other. My only job, my only mission, my only goal, my only care is that of my homeland and of my people. You mean nothing to me.
Damn.
Yeah, Odie will say, "What's your plan to take on the dragon army once you're back there?"
Surrender starts
To
packing
Zane.
up the camp.
Zane? Yeah.
Zane?
To
Zane's
Zane.
already- Oh, Zane's walking. Like, I don't know if
Yeah.
you can hear.
Yeah, he'll call after. Like, what's your plan to take on the dragon army?
I'm finding my brother.
There's a whole and Girl's like the only one like trying to like.
Yeah, Odie's gonna look to the
like,
girl and be
physically
like,
going.
"What's with this guy?"
All right, so girl like jumps in front of Zane. All right, listen. You're not thinking straight. I know you're obsessed with getting back to your brother. I'm obsessed with getting back to Flint, and I get that. But you need to think straight here. These people literally rescued us from a burning building. Okay, we agreed to help them because of that. Okay, they also agreed to go back and look for our friends and family. This is Karlfwan's mother asking for our help.
And she just said that she doesn't care if he lives or dies.
She technically said she didn't care if you lived or died.
You live or die.
Or any
And
or
the
any
girl's
of
like,
us.
no,
No,
you
she
live
said you
or die.
specifically. She was talking to you specifically, not the rest of them.
And no, she did say that she wasn't going to send anyone back to look for our friends. So that's two. There's that too.
She said she wouldn't be able to.
She wouldn't be. No. If you go, Liv, we need you. We need you here and now.
Great.
You're
then
willing
come with
to
me find
abandon
Zarek, and
us.
We'll go do whatever this lady wants us to
Possibly die in the woods. Probably die in the woods. And then when you get there, you're gonna have to look for your brother through a burning city.
do. Just freeze.
Did I
Just-
freeze?
I froze.
Yeah.
Did I
You
freeze?
You
froze,
totally
but
did.
Yeah, you're back though.
Okay.
It is cold out here. It is.
What was the last thing you heard? Because I went on a rant. There.
Yeah.
I heard Burning City. That's the last thing I
Burning
heard.
City.
Burning
Yeah.
City.
Go to all right, burning city. That's still being invaded, by the way, and people running for their lives. You're gonna try to find your brother. Hopefully, who's with my father. That's your plan.
And you're willing to just trust that these people who you've just met are going to
Who
do that
saved
for us.
our lives? Who
Yeah.
saved our lives?
Who
they
saved
didn't
our
have-
lives and just said that they don't care if we live or die.
No. Didn't care if you lived or died.
That's fine. I don't care. I don't care if they succeed in their mission or not.
No. As much as I don't know them, they're willing to help us.
No, they're not. They're willing to.
They're willing
force
to
us
help
to
us
do
as
what they
long as
want.
we go on. Listen, you need to understand. I don't trust them either, but they're willing to help us. They're willing to give as much as we give.
At what cost?
DragonLances.
The DragonLances, which we'll be able to keep.
Which I know how to make.
No, you don't.
Oh,
What's that?
You don't know how to make them. Well, you know how to. I guess you do know how to make
No,
them.
he
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
He has. You told me I have all the blueprints and know the formula
Yeah,
for them.
You do. You're right. I forgot about that. Yep.
the one dude's got the hammer back at
You
the
need a hammer
dwarven
and a man,
place,
you need
right?
a man with a silver arm.
Mm-hmm.
Which we know where he's at. Well,
No, you don't.
we know.
You've
Well,
never
we
seen
know.
anyone
We
with a
know
silver
who's
arm.
got him.
Right.
Oh.
So we know that.
You've never
And
seen anyone with a silver arm.
Didn't what's his bucket? Or was
No.
it still missing? He didn't have it
Still
yet.
missing.
Did you say what's his bucket?
Yeah. What's his bucket?
Oh my god, I love that.
That's Theos, right?
Theros.
Yeah.
Theros Ironfeld. Yeah. His arm was still missing. He didn't have the silver arm yet.
He does
Correct.
not have a silver arm.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we know
Like
where
how
the
you said
hammer
yet.
is.
And the last time you saw him, he was also mostly dead in the hands of the Qualinesti, and you don't know where they are.
I'm sure the colonists will take care of him.
Odie saw him.
Right, you're the one who chopped off his arm.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You guys don't know that.
Don't
but
share that.
That's gonna
Yeah.
be
No,
an
he doesn't
awkward
know who you're talking-
reunion if
he
they
doesn't-
ever
yeah.
if they ever come together.
Yeah. He probably won't remember. Actually, no, that was kind of like his turning point, so he might remember.
He would remember that absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was like, yeah, you
was
know how
gonna
to
say
make
something.
them. How long is that going to take? We could, if we go get them and then go back, we can save everybody.
How do we know she's not lying?
Wait, you know how to make DragonLances?
Yes.
What do you use?
And he starts spouting off the formula in all alchemic, like by rote alchemic nature of it.
All right, I don't know what the hell any of that means, but where you find that stuff?
Again, he goes into the intimate detail of exactly where to find it and exactly how to use it and all that stuff.
Is it super rare places? Any place that Urgrin's heard of?
I don't know, Adam.
I mean, the
Ingredients are pretty
you can
common.
get are fairly common. It's just a matter of getting them. So you've got, so far, all of the places in Ansalon that you've been are now taken over by the dragon armies. So you've got to somehow, and you've also killed a dragon high lord. Well, technically twice, but so they're also, they have your. I mean, well, I guess you don't know that, so never mind. Odie could tell you that they know who you are, but
And Urgrin doesn't know you need a guy with a silver arm or the hammer
No.
to make it either.
So you've got
it's
to.
like-
So you've got to get.
We know, but does Zane know that?
Yes.
Zane knows.
Zane knows, but Zane's just
that
saying he
like-
knows how to make them. And it's like, well, shit, son, if you know how to make them, how come we ain't been making them this entire time?
I just found out.
All right. Well, that changes a little bit.
Wait a minute. Do I know? Does Gorell know that we need the silver arm?
No,
And,
No, the only
one who
person
anything
knows
about
that
the
is
silver
Zane.
arm is Zane.
okay, but I know about the hammer though. He needs to
Yeah.
use that special hammer.
Yep.
You know the hammer,
We know where that is. It's in Thorbard.
Yeah.
right? Archer gave to the dwarves,
Right.
and
Yep.
that they wanted. And the only reason that they're letting the refugees from
Stay there.
Pax Starka stay there is because you gave them that hammer.
Right. And I remind him of that. We still need the hammer that's in Thorbard.
Right.
Even
we
if-
can go back, we can go find Flint and go find Zarek and then go to Thorbarden and make as many dragon lances as you want.
You still don't
But
have
we
anybody with a
still
silver
need-
arm,
He has
He's
not given
leaving-
that information to anybody.
right?
Yeah, he's
fair
leaving
enough.
that
That's fine. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Odie will chime in again and be like, "These people promised to find your brother."
They could be lying. I don't know them. I don't trust them.
5
Frankly, I don't
minutes. Alana yells from the back of her griffin.
Well, they're not. If they're not going to give us their griffins to go back, it's what, a 6-day hike back.
Yeah, we're going to be pretty
yeah.
screwed.
And you do
And we
see
have
those
no
those
supplies.
dragons are getting closer and closer.
Hey,
And we have no supplies, and we're not dressed for this weather. I don't know about you, but I'm cold.
I got a question for you, Zane. You're a mighty powerful wizard. All can kill dragons. Can you look through and do some scrying and find out where your brother's at?
He looks around. He's like, not here.
Well, where?
Tarsus.
Tarsus.
That's right.
Only place I can do it.
Yeah.
Yep. Tarsus. Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
I need to
Tarsus-
be in a city that's currently under attack.
and burning. All right.
I see things in the fire, so
Yeah, that's weird. Well, if that's the case, why don't you turn around and kill these 2 elves, and we'll take their griffins from them.
Odie will be like, "I don't think so."
I didn't say that. I'm just
Okay.
throwing it out
They
there to
would
shock
totally just
everybody.
Cut you down where you stand.
Yeah, he's gonna say that just so he can get jumped by 5 griffins.
yep.
I don't like Cinnamon that much to give it to him and let him kill my character. Well, I hate to
At
say
that
it.
point, Gorell's just like, I'm done. I can't talk to this guy.
They also, by the way, this is to everybody except for Zane. She also mentioned that they had a dragon orb there. You keep talking about the lances. But there's
Oh
also a
yeah, I
dragon
totally
orb
forgot
there.
about that.
All right. And then, you know what? And then as girls like, I don't know. You're not interested in the lances. There's this freaking dragon orb they're talking about. You're focused on killing yourself.
You say dragon orb, and yep, okay. Zane, his posture changes. He turns around,
Here's
walks
Flick.
directly towards you in a completely different way, looks at your eyes and says, in like a raspy voice, "Let's go." And he gets on the back of the griffin. He gets on the griffin with the princess.
Why don't you say something
Hey,
about
She's
the
not gonna let
dragon
you on that
orb?
griffin. She says you can
It's a
go
big-
on that griffin. Any of the others. This is my griffin.
It-
You haven't exactly made a good first impression.
He just says he doesn't care and gets on the back.
She says, "Fine. If it gets us the fuck out of here, get on the griffin."
Why didn't you mention the dragon orb before, Gorell?
I didn't know it would make a difference. And he grabs his stuff. He's like, I just remembered it.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, I'd plumb forgot about
Alana's
it
on the back
too
of
until
her
you said
griffin going
something.
like this, clicking, tapping the watch.
Tapping the bone on her wrist.
Yeah. She's got a sundial strapped to her wrist.
And he's like, all right, gathers up his stuff real quick. Jumps
Why
back
did my
on
TV
the
just turn on?
griffin.
That was weird.
Oh wow.
I think I'm streaming our game somehow. Oh, I was tapping my watch. So now I'm streaming.
Oh my god.
So I'm streaming our game from my TV in the background.
See, this is the problem with
I
technology.
gotta say, we're a good-looking group.
And therein lies the downfall of easy access technology.
All right, it's staying on. All right, fuck it. We'll leave it. We'll just have that on in the background.
All right,
Okay.
Ergrin will go and he'll get on his griffin.
All right, everybody, because she's ready to leave.
Yeah, Odie will get on.
Yeah. Girl's on the same griffin he was on before, going, "That's me and you again, buddy."
All right, you guys take off. I'm gonna need. Zane, you've been on one of these before, so I'm not gonna make you roll. You're also an elf, so you've probably ridden griffins before, and you're an elf of a fairly high station as well, so you've probably ridden griffins. Your brother definitely has. Before the one.
What was Elliston doing throughout this entire thing? Was he just like sleeping in?
No, he was watching.
No, he was
He
watching.
wakes
I
up.
guess he's- yeah.
At this point, we cut to Elliston. Oh, I had the greatest. Where the fuck did everybody go?
The dragons come and burn him to death.
Oh no.
That would be awesome.
Oops.
Ah!
By the way, nobody has checked to see if Fizbin was still there.
No.
He wasn't.
Yet again, we forgot all about Fizbin.
Yep.
I take it he's not.
I didn't forget about Fizbin, I just didn't care.
Elliston is not with the Night Sitter. And have you not been watching this entire time?
Zane didn't even know there was such a thing as a Fizbin, so.
No,
That's true.
you were snoozing. You would have remembered him if you saw him. He was the one. I mean, one of the many people you didn't get along with, but he was the old mage you didn't get along with.
He didn't have anything against Fizbin. He just was like, this guy's dumb.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, that was
Ignored it.
you're right. What was I
That's how Zane interacts with everybody, so
yep, it was a neutral interaction.
yeah, exactly.
All right, so they are flying. Everybody roll a perception check.
Nope.
KD,
I
can you check
cannot
my
roll a
bonus?
perception to save my life.
And I what?
Can you check the bonus for Zane? I still can't get into
I
it.
don't
Oh yeah, and I knew it was.
I don't-
happening, Jason.
Oh, I
I
got a
don't-
13. And then plus my bonus, I think it's like plus, it's either, it's perception, so it's plus 5, so 18.
Okay. Elliston 22. So Elliston, as he's puking off the back of the bird again, although you got him flying in the back this time,
Odie will cast Lesser Restoration so he doesn't get sick.
Okay. We'll say you did it before he got on.
Preemptively, yeah.
It was a preempt. It was like, gave him some. What was that? What's that stuff you take?
Dramamine.
Dramamine. So the two of you, Elliston and Zane, and that's it. It looks like. Will notice that the dragons seem to have gained some ground.
So Zane says to the princess, Your Highness, we do need to go faster if you'd like to live from these dragons that are pursuing us.
I don't particularly care for backseat drivers, thank you. We are going as fast as we can. I believe the griffins...
You can jump off at any time.
I believe the griffins will be able to outrun the dragons. However, if we didn't waste so much time with you wandering off into the certain death, we would have gotten an earlier start. And as they bicker... this is, by the way, the start of... Thank you, Chris Seaman, for liking the stream. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
This is actually where we start planting the seed for the new spin-off sitcom with Zane and Alana.
Zane and Alana.
Yeah. It's just called Bitch Ass! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. So as you are flying... those dragons are not gaining... Once you're flying, the dragons are not gaining ground. But they are definitely closer than they were yesterday. As you fly over this river... and head over here... is there anything you want to do throughout this day?
On the back of a griffin?
I'm just saying. I'm trying to be a nice DM. Like, I don't want to just...
Zane is going to basically impugn Alana's strategy of leading the dragons directly to where they're going and not dealing with them in any significant way, and basically tell her that she's a terrible strategist the entire time.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I love it.
Odie's going to observe.
Go ahead.
Odie's just going to observe and try to get to know these people better via observation.
Most of them seem like dicks.
Yep.
You're the nicest one.
Ergrin's a great guy.
Yeah,
That's saying a lot if Odie's the nicest person.
Yeah, Gorell is pretty good, but Gorell's had a sordid history.
Pretty nice.
Elliston is super nice, yeah.
Gorell is still trying to connect with the griffin.
And that other, and the curly, the short, the one with the short curly hair, that elf seems pretty nice too. Everybody else, it's a bag of dicks.
Whole bag.
Oh, big bag.
But she responds to you and says, putting your dickishness aside, you actually said something intelligent for once since I've met you. I understand that we are not going to be able to outrun the dragons. That being said, they will not enter Sylvanesty. If you had asked, I would tell you that the entire land is cursed. There is a reason that they are not coming in. This is a place of nightmares.
Is Odie aware of this? And is that going to be okay? First question: is Odie aware of this?
No, and he wouldn't be able to hear this stuff with like the rushing wind and all.
Okay,
that, so.
Wonderful.
And so Zane says, excellent. Now, take us to the Dragon Orb.
Well, I imagine that the Dragon Orb is with my father, and that is ultimately our goal. However, I left before things got very bad in order to find help, and unfortunately, this is the best that I could find. I kind of wish. I probably should have picked up the other group. They're all...
She's regretting it now.
Yeah,
so those knights seemed like nice guys.
If only I had Kurlithlon, that Minotaur, and that other nice elf. She was a little wacky, but super helpful.
Super helpful.
Says, I don't think the way will be easy. But certainly, the orb and the lances are yours. If you help, free my father, and reclaim the land. I don't know why this is so difficult for you to understand.
Go ahead.
All right, I was waiting. I didn't know if you said anything else you'd like to add. And then, is Sidorin, like, talking shit about Alana Starbreeze now?
Hell yeah, he is. Keep it up. You go, Sidorin.
Sidorin, we're going to let you play a game just so I can kill your character. Just one session.
No, Sidorin's got our back.
He wants to play.
Yeah, he has your back.
Sidorin wants to play a Knight of Takesis, so he can play a Knight of Takesis, which will be a bad guy, and we'll have to fight and kill him.
There you go.
Right?
We should do some sort of raffle like that one day. Anyway, until that day comes.
A raffle for who we want to kill next? Wait, what?
Somebody has to play a game with us where we kill their character.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But they get to play like Tiamat or Lord Soth or something like that.
Yeah, they play the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
But the big bad.
Yeah, the bad guy. So anyway, you guys start to land. It is getting late. You hope that the dragons, and Odie would know that you imagine that the dragons are probably not going to fly any further than the griffins are, because the griffins are really putting their all into it here. So again, I mean, you guys have traveled pretty far here. But as you land near great pillars of broken stone arise from a series of tremendous arches that march eastward across the plain. Looking above you, you see that the arches support some sort of huge platform, now broken and crumbling. The stone is molded out, not cut, obviously Elvin work. Those of you who are from Qualinesti, and those of you who have been to Qualinesti, so Gorel. This is probably the main entrance into Sylvanesti, and similar to the Qualinesti, they have the big bridges that work their way through the land and within the land. So that being said, this has now been destroyed, and not that long ago.
Well, when we land and get off, I'm gonna. Your Highness, did it look like this when you left? I take it.
When I left, yes.
All right.
This happened during the whatever happened in Sylvanesti.
Gotcha.
Zane says, "Excellent. Where is this palace?"
You understand that we're still. You see, we have another day's flight. If you look in the distance.
Oh, I thought we landed. I'm sorry.
We did. We just.
Okay.
This is as far as those. This is the evening now. This is as far as the griffins are able to go.
Is there any?
Zane starts like digging. Where are these all?
Is there any signs of life, Adam?
No.
Any signs of battle? Any signs of?
No.
No. Okay.
Not at all. Interestingly.
Pulls out the orb detector.
Yeah, exactly.
Divining rods. There you go.
It is a little bit warmer here. It's, I mean, still cold. It's still winter, but as you're getting a little bit further north and further east, it is. I mean, you're probably right now high 40 degrees instead of the teens and below zeros you were in earlier.
That's better.
So while still cold, it is much more manageable. It is dark, so you can't tell if the dragons are still coming or not, but these griffins do need sleep. And it also is not... I know you guys are, your legs are refreshed, but you've been sitting on a griffin back all day, so there's not a lot. You guys are also very uncomfortable. Your backs are stiff, your arms and legs are stiff.
I had a griffin all to myself. I laid down.
And you would have fallen right the fuck off.
And hell, no, you lay on your stomach, you grab a hold of it, and you hold.
Okay.
Basically, you were hugging his entire.
I hugged the back, man.
Your arms are exhausted.
Yeah,
Got my
I
face
wanna
all
see
in
that.
there.
exhausted. Yeah.
I just want to see that.
I do want to see Will hugging a griffin.
I do too.
Like, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to draw a picture of that.
please do. Like, please actually do.
For real.
Like, I want to see the full picture. I want to see the rest of us, like, exhausted, sitting on the back of griffins.
I'm gonna draw a
and then,
picture
Will
of the
just,
griffin.
Like, smiling and hugging, like,
You'll
Irvin.
be looking at the back of the griffin as the griffin's turning around going, shh.
Oh my God.
Because Irvin's all on the back.
He tied himself to it before he
Yeah,
got up.
that's it, exactly.
All right. Is there anything you want to do in this evening, or anything you want to talk about in this evening, or you want to move on?
Dice.
You want to play some dice?
Yep,
All right. Roll some dice.
that's it. All right, I am.
Who's playing? Gorell?
Sure.
Each of you roll 3d6.
Oh, for realsies? All
Yeah,
right.
let's do it.
All right.
3d6.
Ooh, Odie got a 12. Oh, look at that. You got a 5.
Gorell
Ah.
wins with the 2 doubles.
Oh, I see how.
I'm making these rules up as I go along, by the way.
Yeah, but I have a 4, a 6, and a 2, and 4 plus 2 equals 6, and I have a nat 6. So I won.
It's hard to argue with that logic. So, Gorell throws his bones, looks at that, goes to take the money in the pot, and then Odie says, "Not
Odie
so
just, like,
fast."
slaps his wrist.
Yes, that's not so
Yeah.
fast.
We're playing Red Dragon Army rules.
Wait, what?
All right, so you guys continue to play for a while before bedding down to sleep. You do have a more restful sleep tonight. The morning comes. The dragons are in the air again. You guys continue to fly. The griffins take you to the edge of this forest. And land. And it hasn't been an entire day. So it's kind of weird that they're landing right here. If anybody would like to ask what's going on, you can feel free.
What is going on?
I'm glad you asked. This is as far as the griffins will take us. They will not enter the wood. We are on our own from here.
Oh, of course.
All right.
And
Lead
girls
the
like
way.
stroking the griffin like, oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks, I appreciate it.
And the griffin nuzzles up against your shoulder.
We still don't understand each other, but we've gotten close.
And before the griffins fly off, Serinda and Alana are talking a little bit further away from the group. Zane, since you speak Elvish, if you would like to make a perception check.
Sure.
And I will assume, just based on your intelligence, that you probably have studied Sylvanisty.
17 plus 22?
I'm sorry, it was a 23.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so you hear everything, and you hear them talking back and forth. And Serinda doesn't want to leave Alana. She has been sworn to protect her. You get from the conversation that these two are close. They probably grew up together. Serinda was always in a servant-esque role, and certainly not somebody of the upper class. But she also mentions that this is her home, and while the king Lorak did give the order for everybody to evacuate, her responsibility lies with Alana and the Speaker of the Stars. Alana stops her and says that she appreciates the sentiment, but she is giving a direct order that supersedes anything else at this point. And she will be okay. And she needs Serinda to find her son, Kurlithlon, she mentions by name. And she said, as unruly and dickish as many of these people are, I gave my word that we would help, and we will. Be careful. Fly to the south. You're not going to be able to continue on Griffinback once you get closer to Tarsus, but find them. And if you can't bring them here, at least return and let us know of their whereabouts. And certainly, if you can, let them know that their friends are safe for now.
Adam, what does dickish sound like in Elvin?
It's actually it's pronounced dickish, just like that. It's an Elvish
It's the same.
word. It's an Elvish word. It's
It's one of those ones that translates.
Yeah,
across.
It was originally Elvish word that the humans had had taken.
So
It's
Adam,
pronounced cache.
Yeah.
I would prefer it to be like sort of like when you're listening to somebody speak Spanish and they come to an English word, like dickish.
I didn't know you were
Adam,
fluent in Spanish, Will.
No, that was my Elvin.
Oh,
That makes way more
That's
sense.
why it sounded really bad and nothing like anything out of a Tolkien movie.
got it.
so 2 questions,
Yes.
Adam. No one other than Elliston speaks Elvish, correct?
Yes, and he only speaks sort of somewhat Elvish. He speaks Qualinesti Elvish. I mean, so there's enough of a difference where he can understand a lot of what's being said, but he misses some words here and there.
Did it look like he was paying attention? Because Zane would have absolutely noted if Elliston was paying attention or not.
You want me to roll perception
I'm
for him?
rolling. No,
Oh, there you go.
He was paying attention.
He was paying attention.
Yes.
Okay.
It seemed to be anyway, as far as
Okay,
you can
great.
tell.
So
He didn't
Zane
say, "Guys,
will-
quiet down. I'm trying to listen to people
Yep.
in this conversation here."
Zane will go over to Garel and say, "We need to be careful. They're not saying everything. They're not saying everything that they seem to be. They're up to something."
Girl's like, well, of course they're up to something. Everybody's up to something. But thank you.
I fear that once we help them get what they need, they're going to dispatch us. We need to be ready for that.
A girl's like, dispatch. Trying to figure out that word.
Pretty sure that's what
Right.
you do with something when you throw it away, because it's
He's
spoiled.
like, and that would be a bad thing to be.
I don't imagine that they plan on keeping up their end of the bargain, whatever it was.
Okay, all
I
right.
don't tell you the
Gotcha.
truth. I don't either. Just giving up a bunch of dragon lances and a dragon orb is, I don't know.
Well,
Well,
of course, the deal sounds too good to be true. I get that.
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
there's a chance that those things do exist, we're gonna have to take them.
Yeah.
The orb is the only thing that matters.
I'd gotta agree with you if it's what I think it is. Have I heard about it? I guess I should recant.
You
that
heard
till
what
later.
everybody else heard about what the knights read about the dragon orb.
Okay, that's what I
in that
thought.
room.
Is that-
All you know is that they have the power to destroy dragons. That's
Yeah.
the extent that you know of it.
The
But Odie has no idea that these
the orbs
things
are controlled.
even
aren't they?
exist.
Correct.
Control or destroy, right? They could do
Yes.
either.
Well, that's what they heard. Zane knows more about them, but
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That seems like that's the most important thing for us to try and get our hands on.
He looks at Ergrin cold and says, "It's the only thing that matters."
Even over your brother.
He says, "Our paths take us in different ways. His
All right.
took him away from us. Ours is taking us towards this orb."
All right. I just wanted to make sure that we're both on the same page because I agree. The orb is the only thing that matters. Because stopping the dragons in the dragon army in the end is all that really matters.
I would
Right.
like a lance. That would be great.
Yes,
Dragon lance.
yes, I suppose you're right.
That's what I thought. All right. We're on the same page.
Plus, you've heard about this great little little bar and grill they have in downtown Sylvanost. That, I mean,
So
Well, we got
Adam,
to stop there first,
Yeah.
of course.
To
So
die
quick
for.
question: the what I'm surmising from what we're looking at now is Sylvanost has been cursed by something in some way,
seems like it.
and the dragons won't enter it.
That's what you've been told.
That's what we've been told, and
the
all the
Griffins,
elves are gone,
the Griffins sure as hell won't enter it, which is weird.
and all the elves are gone.
That's what she said.
That's
The
okay,
elves
great.
were evacuated. Yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
Wait, are we going to Sylvanesti or Sylvanost?
Sylvanost is the capital of Sylvanesti. Sylvanesti is like the country, and Sylvanost is like the city.
Okay, all right.
Great.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I should have clarified that.
Yes, you should have.
So
And I did eventually, once you asked.
I should really learn this lady's name. Your Highness, are we ready to head off up in here?
I'm waiting for you.
Oh, let's go then.
Okay.
And Serinda takes
We
off.
were powwowing. We did have a little huddle going on right there.
Serinda takes off on one of the griffins as the others fly off in a different direction. And she's flying off back toward the way that you came, although you can tell that she's not going directly because there's dragons coming in that direction. So she's sort of looping around, going further south. All right.
All right.
so
Cool.
in Dwarven, no, in Common. He just says in Common, right to Gorel, and he says, "What about that one?" And points over at Odie.
Oh, he's cool. He saved my life while I was carrying you. So,
Yeah, we saw
he's a
him
good
kill
guy.
some draconians too.
Yeah, he's
They don't
actually,
seem to like. Yeah.
Yeah. He's actually a good. He's with us. He's fine.
Well, let's put it this way: we should keep an eye on him. But for now, he seems to be useful.
Guys, I can hear you.
Oh, Ergrin's
He
not
knows.
making no bones
Oh, no.
about that.
He's not being quiet about it either.
Yeah,
That's why he's-
Ergrin isn't either. He's saying the same thing, right there.
Yeah, Odie's not pretending Odie's like kind of like pretending that he can't hear, but he like obviously can hear and is just kind of standing off to the side.
Hey,
He's just
No,
thinking to
Gorel
himself,
walk-
God, these guys are acting
Gorel
so
walk-
decaish.
Grell will walk right up to Odie, put his arm around him, pull him over to everybody else, and go, "He saved my life. I was carrying you while he saved my life."
That's
So
a fact.
Zane looks at him,
Return
kind of
the
takes a
favor.
measure.
Odie's like, "What's happening? What is this?
And
What is happening?"
Wait,
Thank you for saving my friend's life.
Well, no, I'm glad.
Is
that
what now,
heartfelt-
Zane? Sorry, I didn't hear.
He says, "Thank you for saving my friend's life."
He'll just nod.
Yeah. Well, now that this heartfelt moment's over, why don't we go ahead and head on into this here
I
forest?
thought this was happening
As
as
you're
we're walking.
walking. Yeah, man.
Oh, it is
We're
as
all
we're walking. Thank God. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
All right. As you go through the woods,
And I regale Odie the tale of how I got my hammer.
God, not this again. I heard that Minotaur is pretty inept.
This is a grand tale.
yeah,
Let me-
no spoilers,
love
Storm
it.
Power. Keep your spoilers to yourselves. So you continue into the forest, and there's something about this forest, and Zane in particular would notice. I don't know that even though Gorell had been in Qualinesti at one point, not that long ago, just about a month or so, that as a human, you probably wouldn't notice the difference. As an elf, Zane, you would know that it's eerily quiet. You don't hear the birds. You don't hear the animals. The trees themselves don't seem to have the same life that you are used to in your homeland.
Great.
I take it Ergrin's weirded out then.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. You would be.
Yeah, this place ain't right.
It's hard to put your finger on exactly what. I'm sorry, Jason.
And to what Ergrin said, Zane says, it seems just fine. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, but we expect.
Well, I can't remember when I've been quite so cozy down here.
And knitting. And knitting.
And knitting. I watched that with the kids a couple weeks ago.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so
no.
funny. It's so funny. So you continue through, and you come to a river, and this Zane would know, based on that history check from before. He obviously knows a lot about Sylvanesty. That this is the Thonthalus River, and I'll read some box text for you. A great river flows slowly through the woods. Huge trees form a vast canopy high above the 100-foot-wide waterway. Silvery leaves flutter down to rest on the water's tranquil surface. The water is not frozen. Indeed, the temperature of the air is warmer than it is in the plains. It is, however, not a pleasant warmth. The air seems stagnant, as if spring had stayed here too long and was slowly rotting.
Not good.
Zane.
Yes.
Well, I guess I'll read the box text. If you're looking at the river, actually, I take that back. Alana says, this is what is called the Thonthalus River. It is customary for elves, although since you are helping me and there is only one of you, any three of you may toss in a coin. It will give a portent of things to come. I trust that we will find good news. Zane, I would like it if you tossed a coin.
Sploosh.
Elliston already throws one in.
Woody will offer to throw one.
All right. That's fine. And she doesn't care. It's fine with that.
Yep, Zane throws one in.
Okay. So you each throw in like one copper piece, something simple like that. Actually, I lied. One needs to be a copper. One a. Does anybody have any change on them?
Yeah.
We've got
9.
tons of money.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
No, I'm talking
we have
about actual
mostly-
real life. Do you have any coins?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have one,
yeah.
yeah.
Who's
I got a nickel.
Dude, I need
I got a
3.
nickel.
We got
Yeah.
a nickel. What do you have?
I got I got a quarter. I got a couple quarters
You got a
here.
quarter? What do you got, Kim Chan?
And a
I got a
dime.
bot.
A bot.
Does it have a heads
Nice.
or a tails?
Sure.
Of course it does.
All right, so I'm going to have
Everything's
each of
face on
you
Yeah.
flip a coin and then leave it, whatever it lands, on your desk or table or whatever you're playing on.
Okay.
All right, so
All right.
in the ripples of the water below, you see withered trees bleeding from horrible cracks in their bark. Dark and loathsome creatures move in the dense and mangled brush. A twisted tower stands among the winding streets of a tortured city. Within sits the Elf King upon his throne. His mouth gapes in a silent scream. Shadows shift behind him, prodding him, tormenting him. Will,
Yep.
what is your coin, heads or tails?
Tails.
KD, what is your coin, heads or tails?
Tails.
Kemchan, what is your coin, heads or tails?
Heads.
Oh, you had to break it.
In the water, you see a woman standing before the king, raising her hands. There is a blinding flash. The king falls from his throne, and the evil about him vanishes. So ends the vision. And with that, we are going to end tonight's stream.
Great success.
Well, you haven't actually done it
So
yet.
did-
This is a...
Because
the-
Odie's a vegan.
Did the lady look like anybody that they know?
Hard to say in the thing. Wasn't facing you.
Yeah, that's true.
I need to mark that down.
Yeah, man, mark that down.
I lost my pencil.
Yeah, mark that down. Don't worry.
Tails, heads. So good job on the heads. Obviously, that's what we needed.
I mean, you haven't done anything yet, right? You know you haven't done.
No, yeah, but we're going to. It's all good. It's pre. I mean, it's not like these modules are known for railroading. I'm sure we've still got a lot to do.
You sure do. I gotta say this module is one of the more interesting dungeons. One, because it takes place in woods, but it's one of the most interesting dungeons I've ever seen or played, and it's not easy.
Nice.
Ooh,
Huzzah!
yay.
Huzzah! So I have a question,
Yes.
Adam. Am I correct in remembering that you said the modules outpaced the books?
No, the books outpaced the modules. So the
Okay.
books were finished before the modules were.
No, I mean, like, do the modules? I know they have more stuff in the modules than are in the
Oh.
books, but do they both end at the same point?
Effectively, yes.
Oh, okay, all right. So there's just more filler. Is all
Yeah,
there's.
I wouldn't
Okay,
call
okay.
it filler. I'd call it.
I'd
There's
call it
more
filler.
story.
Detail.
There's more stoof.
More detail.
Yes. So
More
yeah,
cash.
yeah. Like the. So for example, the Dragons of Ice that we started to play, the part that we ended in, is really what ends in that original trilogy. The rest of the stuff is just referenced in a different book, having already happened.
Gotcha.
And that would be Dragons of Winter Night, the second book. This actually is part of Dragons of Spring Dawning.
The final book.
Yeah, but we're not. Again, we're playing a little fast and loose with the chronology here. Chronology, is that right? Is
Yeah,
that the
you
word?
got it right.
Okay.
Technology, yeah, you're right.
Chronology.
Okay, it didn't sound right as I was saying it.
Well, because the other group is going to do a bunch of stuff that was in
Right.
the second book. Okay, I got it.
So that's where we're going to. It's not. This was in the second book. Sidrin. I just read these not that long ago. I don't remember. Anyway, in the modules, at least, this is the first one of spring. So that's maybe what confused me. So
Cool.
this starts Act 3, technically, which is why we're only going to go through this module and then stop and then go back to the other characters to move through their story. And then, because there's also, we're going to get ahead of ourselves if we get too far into this side. Anyway, then eventually, assuming everybody survives, we should have a reunion with at least most of the characters by the end, as everything comes together, depending on who lives and who dies and who decides to do what. So, anyway, guys, thank you for hanging out with us here on D&D Friday for Wicked Studios presents DragonLance: Dragons of Dreams, Part 1. We talked about Wednesday, but why don't we talk about it again? Well, what happens on Wednesday nights here?
Well, on Wednesday nights, we have Greyhawk Adventures presents The Streets of Lukesh, where the characters are the constables and inspectors of the city of Lukesh, trying to find out what's going on with disappearances, a serial killer on the loose, and a new drug called Venom.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Sounds good.
And I might kill them all next week.
That's the spirit. That's
right, I'm
that's
trying.
the will.dm we know and love.
I'm trying. We'll see what happens.
Also, make sure to check us out on Twitch / Wicked Studios LLC, Facebook / Giant Stomp, YouTube / Mr. Adam PL. That's MRATOMPL. And of course, search for us on a podcast. I haven't uploaded any for a while. I've been busy, but I'm going to get back to that. I promise. We have, I think, 18 or no, we have over 20, 24, 25. I don't remember. We got a bunch on there. Anyway, check those out. Search for DragonLance Chronicles. One thing you guys will notice if you've read the books as we get into Dragons of Dreams, that the module is very different from the books. In fact, the dreams that they have in the book is very similar to what you guys experienced before going into the battle with Verminard / Brody.
Yeah, I'm still mad at you about that.
I know. I knew you guys would be. I did it on purpose.
I know you did.
So anyway, guys, be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Again, check us out on all of those things before. Thanks for hanging out with us. We will see you next time for KD, Kemchan, Jason, and Will.Player. I am Adam, wishing you a good night. And we will see you next time on Dragonlance.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
The drawing's over, Sidrin.
Yeah, we got the right.
Turkey won.
Yeah. It was turkey
Sorry,
time, not Sidrin time. Sidrin doesn't know what time it is. Well, it's turkey time.
Turkey
All right,
time.
we're getting out of here. Bye, guys. You did miss it.